So we have this wiring that says, run towards what's familiar and run away from what's unfamiliar. But the very good news is you can make anything.
You do that, your mindset starts to shift. Your belief system starts to shift. What you feel you're capable of starts to shift.
If you don't learn to punish yourself, you will never get where you want to go.
Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Marisa Peer. Also, if you want to have more confidence in yourself, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
Successful people do what they hate to get to where they want to be. It doesn't matter how talented you are, if you don't have self-belief, you're not going to get anywhere. You have to understand a bit more of psychology because humans are hardwired to recreate what they know. We like what's familiar, even if it's very bad. If I've never had money and I win the lottery, I'm going to get rid of it. Or if I've never had love and you love me, I'm going to reject you because it's so unfamiliar. If I've had a dad who calls me an idiot and worthless, guess what kind of guy I like? That's it. Because when I meet them, I go, oh, I feel like I've known this guy my whole life. We just clicked. And they think, oh my God, it's because he's my dad. But I've been sleeping with him for 6 months. I don't know what to do with that now. Because we are wired to like what is familiar and to resist what's unfamiliar. And that's what kept us alive. When we lived in walled cities, we didn't go, I'm a bit bored with this group. I think I'll go outside the walled city and find another tribe because they might have killed you. Mm-hmm. So we have this wiring that says, run towards what's familiar and run away from what's unfamiliar. But the very good news is you can make anything familiar. And the most important thing to make familiar is praising yourself. If you could just do that, that in itself would change your entire life.
How do you praise yourself?
Well, you get up in the morning and go, I'm a good person. I have a skill. I have a talent. I have something to offer the world. I'm here for a reason. You look in the mirror and go, oh, there you are. You're a good person. You got a good heart. You know, the most important way to answer that question is this. What did you always want your dad to tell you, even if you never had a dad? Mm-hmm. If you had a dad, a good dad, what would he have said? Mm. What would your mum have said? What would a nice teacher have said to you? And it would be something like this. I'm proud of you. You're a good son. I'm so glad I'm your dad. How lucky I got to have you. And a teacher would say, you're such a smart kid. What a joy it is to teach you because you're smart. And we all want to hear the same stuff. I love you. I'm proud of you. You're interesting. You're a great company. Nobody needs to hear I'm the best dentist in Beverly Hills because that doesn't work. It's emotions. And many of my clients, their mother might be dead, but they're still trying to get her to approve of them. Wow. Dad's living in another country, but they're still working to make him like them. And you know, the most important thing is you like you. So whatever you wanted to hear, say it to yourself, because your mind doesn't even know that it's coming. And also it doesn't care. Your mind doesn't care if what you tell it is right or wrong, or true or false, or even if it's good or bad, it lets it in like chapstick on your lips. Your lips don't go, is this organic, fair trade? Just lets it in. It needs a bit of nourishment. And we need some nourishment, and words are very nourishing. And there is actually nothing on the planet that will raise your self-esteem like praise. But self-praise is better, because if I said to you, oh, I just adore you, you're amazing. By the way, you know, can you do this and this and this? I've manipulated you. But if I say it to myself, my mind knows there's no manipulation, and the mind likes repetition. And when you say it every day, your mind kind of goes, oh yeah, here you go again with that praise. You say it every day, must be true, and now it sinks in.
Self-love comes from doing difficult things. Self-love, self-confidence, self-respect, all of it comes from doing difficult things and praising yourself for doing them. I think it's one of the most important things that people don't do enough. But I think in order to actually make the praise stick, You have to prove to yourself that you're worthy of it by doing difficult things. You can say, I'm a badass entrepreneur. You can say, I'm amazing and I love myself. Well, why? Your brain's ain't gonna say, well, no you don't. No you don't. Show me, what have you done? You're waking up and doing the same thing you did yesterday. At least this is the conversation in my head. So by doing difficult things, by doing the thing, even if you don't get the result, it doesn't matter about the result. You're tying your self-worth, your self-confidence to the effort, to trying the difficult thing, to taking action on a difficult thing that you were scared to do. If you woke up every day and did something that made you scared, that was difficult, that made your heart go boom, 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 like that. You did that every day, and then you praised yourself afterwards for the effort, I promise you're gonna love yourself. I promise you're gonna go off and do amazing things. You're gonna take that idea that you've got and go off and actually execute it and actually implement it. One of the biggest reasons why you're not is because you don't believe in yourself. That's why I think lack of belief is the single biggest problem in the world. I'm trying to solve the world's biggest problem. People don't believe in themselves enough. The woman who solves cancer is a manager at some restaurant and she hates her life because she never believed in herself enough to actually go down the path that she should have gone down, because she listened to her parents and friends and family and society to go do the safe thing. And she's got a safe, boring life that she hates because she doesn't love herself and she doesn't believe in herself enough. And so you have to do the things that make you scared, that are difficult. It's not about being fearless, it's about feeling the fear and still going off and doing it and then saying, I'm amazing because I tried. Because if you woke up every day and did something where you felt amazing that you tried, you're gonna actually go off and accomplish amazing things and you're gonna feel amazing about yourself. This then allows you to take on more criticism. I think people should actually be harder on themselves. I think people should be harder on themselves. I think a big problem is people are not hard enough on themselves. But you can't be harder on yourself because you don't love yourself enough. The people who are coming here, the people, sitting there on that beach down there, the people here who are escaping a life that they don't love, for the most part, why do people go on a vacation, come to some amazing place like this? Because they're running away from a life that they don't like. The people like that, they can't be harder on themselves. Half of those people are already borderline suicidal. They can't be harder on themselves. They can't be hard on themselves because they don't love themselves enough. Imagine a yin-yang circle, right? The more you love yourself, the more you are your own biggest cheerleader, the more you fill your cup up, the more you can be harder on yourself and take more criticism and feedback and negativity. Constructive feedback and negativity, right? Air quotes, negativity. The more you can handle, because it's not sticking to you because you love yourself so much. You need to be your biggest cheerleader as well as your biggest critic. And too many people are their biggest critic, but not their biggest cheerleader. The only thing that matters is what you say to yourself when you see yourself in the mirror every night and every morning. How do you actually feel about yourself? It doesn't matter if people love you. Do you love you? And self-love comes from doing difficult things and then praising yourself for it and saying, I'm amazing, look what I just did. I'm here speaking in Puerto Rico at Brendan Burchard's mastermind event, and I was nervous getting on stage. I was nervous. And I'm like, who am I to go do this? And Brendan's giving me this amazing intro about how I helped him and how inspired he is and how I'm going to change their lives. And my heart's beating out of my chest like, holy cow. I don't want to disappoint people because it's my biggest fear. I don't want to disappoint Brendan. I'm thinking in my head, please, Brendan, don't talk such a big game about me because I don't want to disappoint people when I get on stage. And then I got on stage and I delivered my message and I got a standing ovation afterwards, which made me feel amazing. But it wasn't about the standing ovation. It was that I got up and I tried. Because if I felt the discomfort, the unease, the heart beating boom, 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 the fear of potential disappointment, the fear of potentially being judged by people, and then playing small, that is teaching yourself that you suck. Whenever you get an idea, something that you know, you have to go off and try. And you don't. You play small because you're afraid. It's not neutral, it's negative. You're teaching yourself, I suck, I'm afraid, I'm playing small. You may not admit that out loud, but that's the story you tell yourself at home when it's just you in the mirror. That you play small, that you suck, that you can't handle it, that you're not good enough. And you don't want that cycle to repeat itself over and over and over and over again. And so when you tie your self-worth to the effort, that I'm willing to try, that even if I get on stage and just vomit everywhere and suck and do let everybody down, I tried my hardest. I tried my hardest. And patting yourself on the back and saying, I'm amazing for trying. Because if you woke up every day and you tried, you'll vomit a little bit less the next time. And then the next time you don't vomit at all. And then the next time you crush it. Why do you expect to be great the first time you get out there? As adults, we don't try enough things because we think we're supposed to be great. You're not gonna be, why is your first video gonna be great? You will not be great. You're gonna suck at the beginning. The results will suck, not you as a human. You're amazing for trying. You're amazing for putting yourself out there. That's the story. That's the pat yourself on the back that you need to do more of. Doing the difficult things, tying your self-worth to the effort, not the results, and then praising yourself for doing it is the whole game. You do that, your mindset starts to shift. Your belief system starts to shift. What you feel you're capable of starts to shift. And in that shift is your greatness. In that shift are the amazing things that you can create for yourself, for your family, for your community, for the world. You're a perfect masterpiece and a work in progress, both at the same time. So praise yourself for the effort that you're putting in today and go make yourself proud of you. Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know, what is one thing that you are gonna do today to make yourself proud of your own effort? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in the video and you're still watching, give me a hashtag believe in the comments because I want to celebrate you. You're amazing.
Andrew Kirby, YouTube. Do you believe in self-punishment? And if yes, why? I believe in this ferociously. This is advanced class, and I know that most people are going to have a seizure when they hear me say this. But if you don't learn how to effectively, not destructively, because that's where most people go. They get into an endless loop of self-punishment, which is totally ineffective. But if you don't learn to punish yourself, you will never get where you want to go. Now, that needs to pale in comparison to the amount of time that you reward yourself. Now, you need to earn that reward. If you're just lavishing yourself with emotional praise, and you haven't done anything, then I think that that will cheapen it. It will ultimately mean nothing. And quite frankly, I don't think you can really bamboozle yourself. I don't think if you try to praise yourself for stupid shit, I think some part of you knows you haven't done anything to deserve that praise. But when you set a bar and you meet that or exceed that, to then tell yourself, hey, you did it. You said you were going to do it. You did it. And that is worthy of praise. And getting good at praising yourself is incredibly important. And I think that most people have a very hard time doing both. Most people don't know how to effectively praise themselves. They don't know how to get themselves, first of all, to do things that are praiseworthy. And then when they do, they don't take the time to emotionally reward themselves, meaning you actually have to feel it. It can't just be intellectual. You've got to actually feel that. And the same with punishment. If you say you're going to do something, even if nobody's watching, and you don't do it, then you need to emotionally punish yourself. None of you will ever know whether I actually get out of bed in 10 minutes or less or not. But I say I do all the time. But every time I miss it, even if I miss it by seconds, I just gave myself the chills. Even if I miss it by seconds, I will punish myself for that. Because I said I was going to do it, and I didn't do it. So the fact that nobody's watching is utterly irrelevant to me. It has everything to do with myself. Now, the reason that this is important, the reason that I think that people need to do this is because that's how you shape your behavior. So, like water, over time can create the Grand Canyon, or you can take a polishing rock and shape stones. You can shape your personality. You can certainly shape your identity and shape your behaviors if you learn how to reward and punish yourself. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. That is the truth of the human condition.
If you want to know how Marisa Peer organizes her day, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
When you do what you hate first enough times, it starts to become natural.